Hi, this is a video for the unboxing of the ONSON Vacuum Cleaner by GOOVI. I think it's a GOOVI. I thought it was a GOOVI. Maybe it's not a GOOVI. Anyway, I guess it's not a GOOVI. It's an ONSON. Honey, no wonder it was different. It's not the same one. It's like exactly the same though. Anyway, to open the box, pull this tab like so, and then open it like that, and slide this part out. And I already took it out, so it would be in there like so, right? And there would be a couple of these little thingies. These things stuck here, like that, and here. So you take those out. So pull those out, and then I think there's like another piece of tape over these things, the little charging diodes, and then you got to turn the thing on like that. And when we got ours, it was already charged. Yeah, this is an ONSON, not a GOOVI. Anyway, the remote control is exactly like our GOOVI. Honey, can you bring me the remote control for the GOOVI or the ONSON? Well, no wonder the remote didn't work. Remember when I was trying to work the remote with it? And it comes with all these little extras, like this is the dustbin. Ooh, it's got dust in it already, because we've been using it for like a week. This thing works amazing. Okay, so let me start from scratch. This is the remote. It's just like a GOOVI. I think it's the same company, just with a different name. Okay, so first you got to put these things on, the little brushes, like so. Click, click. And we already turned it on. We took these little thingies out, and then theoretically you should have to charge it with the little charging cables. So this is like a charging dock. So you plug this in and set this thing on top of the dock so that these diodes interface with those diodes, and I think it takes about 8 to 10 hours to charge, so you leave it overnight. But we actually started ours the same day that we got it, so that's how you unbox it and get it ready to roll. So it's really simple. So you stick it on the charger like that. That thing turns like pinkish and blinks. There's Jeannie. Hi, Jeannie. And so this is the remote. I'm going to show you how to set the time, because that's probably the only halfway tricky part to this whole thing. This button right here is the time, the lower left. Not lower left, but just below the directional buttons. That's the time. It's 7, so we're going to stick with 7. That's if we wanted to go to 8, we go up, and down to 6, we go down. But it's set right now. Then we go over to the right to set the minutes. If we go down to 20, up to 24, we're going to leave it at 7:22 because that's the actual time. Okay, and then you hit that button again to set the time. Now this is another button that you want to know about. This is the automatic settings button, so when you want it to run every day. So click that. We have ours set for 6:45 p.m. If you want it to run later, then go to 7:45 or 8:45 or 10:45. And notice the AM PM button. The AM PM icon switches. So you have to scroll all the way through the 12-hour cycle if you want to switch it back to PM and AM. And so we're going to leave ours on 6:45 PM. So there's 6, and that's 45. The 15-minute, the minute icon goes by the 15 minutes, so you can't set it at 6:01. It's got to be 6:15, 6:45, 6:30, and you can't change the PM. You have to, like I said, scroll all the way through the 12-hour cycle. And then you hit that button again. Now it's set to run at 6:45 every day, 6:45 p.m. So every single day it'll run at 6:45. Now if you want it to run without setting the time, you just hit the play button, that play pause button, and voila, it starts running. And that's all you got to do. It'll just go all over the place, and it'll run like a champ all day long. Well, for like 3 hours straight, and it'll bonk into stuff and turn around. But if you want it to turn, like I don't want it to go in there and get lost, I'm going to back it up. I'm going to tell it where to go using this button. And if you want it to suck harder, then you hit the max button. And that'll increase the suction. If you want it to chase your cat like that, you go like that and like that, and it'll chase your cat all over the room. Ooh, look, it goes under that thing. So we usually don't put ours on max because it doesn't really need to be on max, and it's a little less loud when it's not on max. But if you're on shaggy carpet, you may want to put it on max. See, listen how quiet that is. You can barely even hear it. Honey, what are you doing with these things, huh? Are you eating on the floor again? Jeannie likes to eat on the floor. Oh, that's a dog cookie? Looks like a human cookie. Hi, Jeannie. Say hi.
Hello.
And so that's the GOOVI, and it actually finds its own way home. But if you want it to go home early, then you just hit this home button, and that home button right there, and it will find its way home. But you're supposed to have 6 feet of clearance in front of the charging station. So what it's going to end up doing is it's going to kind of bonk around for a while until it finally finds its home. And so what I usually do is I usually help it out. I usually kind of get it close with the remote. And that way it doesn't have to spend all day bonking into stuff. It'll go home faster that way. Let's hit the home button again. Now it's confused. I think I confused it. I'm going to restart it, and then I'm going to hit home again. There, now it's less confused. Like any other electronic device, if in doubt, reboot. And there, now it's charging. And it will sit there and charge for the rest of the day, like 24 hours, or actually it runs for 3 hours, so it'll charge for 21 hours, and then it'll run again for another 3 hours, and according to Jeannie, it finds its way home every time, right? Pretty much? Yeah, you just, yeah, so amazingly enough, even though we don't have 6 feet of clearance in front of the charging station, it seems to find its way home anyway. And that is the ONSON, pretty much exactly the same as the GOOVI. ONSON, rather. ONSON. Oh, another thing. If you have a place you don't want it to go, like you got stairs in your house or something, it actually comes with this tape. This like magnetic tape. And you put the tape on the floor in front of the stairs or wherever you don't want it to go. Like if you don't want it to go in your kid's room or some other room or whatever. Because you like to eat on the floor in that room and you don't want all your food to get sucked up off the floor before you eat it. And that's it. And I just noticed it came with this cool little brush and an extra filter too. And I think I forgot to mention how you empty the it. So let me show you real quick how to empty it. This is the tray that you pull out. It says this side up, and oh look, it decided it wants to go now. This thing has a mind of its own. Okay, this side up, and then you you push down on this thing and you empty it like that, and then the filter goes in this little compartment. So if you want to change the filter, that's where the filter goes. But you don't have to change the filter very often. What I usually do is I usually just wipe the filter off with a clean, dry towel, like Kleenex or a paper towel, every time I empty it. And that's how I do that. And that's the ONSON vacuum cleaner with the mind of its own. See, it's redocking itself. It didn't like how I docked it, so it's redocking itself. These things have a mind of their own. One day I came home and it greeted me at home. The very next day I came home and it greeted me again. It was kind of bizarre.